Well, Don Mitchell was supposed to be here from Fox 9 to conduct an interview, so I'm not quite as pretty as her, but I will try the best that I can. I did a little cramming on my iPhone to do some stats and get some info on you, because I've never been to a Twins game before. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding! God, I love the Twins. So let's start off with, let's see, you almost had a shutout. You're like one pitch away, right?
Yeah, I was in Kansas City.
That was your first complete game.
Nice.
Complete game. I got that.
You did get that on the iPhone. Nice.
I did, but I remember the game. I watched the game.
Okay.
Talk to me about that one pitch. I mean, what was going through your head?
Well, I think the score of the game at that point was 4 or 5-0. So I knew that we had the game pretty much locked up. We had guys up in the bullpen in case something happened. But the hitter was actually Alex Gordon, and he's a great hitter. And I had gotten him out twice in the game, earlier than that, and he hit a good pitch. And as disappointing as it is not to get a shutout when you're that close, winning the game is the most important thing. So the next guy, Jose Guillen, flew out, and that was it. And I was fortunate enough to have a couple other shutouts last year, so wasn't too worried about it.
Right. So when you're getting close to that, I mean, I hear that the players don't really talk to you, or don't get close to you in the dugout and whatnot. I mean, does that really get into your head when you're getting close to that kind of during a game?
I feel like our team might be the one team that doesn't do that. All the starting pitchers are so close, and we're such good friends that the whole superstitious stuff kind of goes out the window. So no matter if we're throwing really well or kind of struggling in that game, we'll all be sitting on the same end of the bench talking in between innings about everything from the game to where we're going to eat or what when we're leaving the next day, just to try to keep everything loose and keep us ready to go back out there.
So speaking of superstitions, do you have any then?
I don't have anything really superstitious. No, I'm kind of a neat freak though. So if you walk through the locker room, did anybody go on any clubhouse tours yet? Everything was really clean in there, right? See, that's how I like it, really clean. But during the season, everybody has a locker, and sometimes have a locker and then half of the next locker to kind of throw their stuff into. So you're walking through, and somebody like Delman Young, you might see like a dozen pairs of cleats just totally undone on the floor, jackets, shoes, belts. I mean, it looks like a really bad closet. You walk in, you can't find anything. And if you came to mine, you would see everything kind of lined up from sliding shorts all the way up to a jacket. I don't know, I just like to have things clean. So,
do you color coordinate your clothes at home and stuff? I had a roommate that literally his clothes was color coordinated.
No, I don't do that. No, but I think maybe I would if I had the opportunity.
All right.
But I think everybody does a little bit.
All right.
I think everybody has little things that they do that make them feel comfortable. And for me, it's just as much I want to know where everything is. For me, if I went to my locker and I couldn't find my jersey for some reason, or I couldn't find the right cleat and I had my left cleat on, I would just feel like I would feel like I wasn't doing a very good job.
So, walk us through game day, you're pitching, kind of what's your routine, or what do you kind of do to get prepared for the game?
Sure, well, starters throw every 5 days, so the day that you're throwing really is the day that the rest of the team really counts on you to get to be out there, so you have to be at your best. And a day that I wouldn't pitch, I would usually get to the Metrodome for a 7 o'clock game at about 2 o'clock, maybe 2:30. Most of the guys show up by 3. We'll come down here and throw and run and take batting practice. And after that, the pitchers will usually go to the weight room, which is beyond the right field corner, kind of in the alleyway back there, and we'll go lift. But on a game day where I know I'm pitching, I don't have to come in until about 5 o'clock. So I'll get here at 5, grab a bite to eat, and sit down with whoever's catching me that day, whether it's Joe Mauer or Mike Redmond, and go through the lineup, go through every guy that we're going to face that day and say, okay, this is the guy who has hit very well the last 3 games. He's kind of struggling with this pitch. He's really hitting this pitch well. This is the guy we don't want to let beat us. And just kind of draw up a plan for the day. So when we go in and, you're in the middle of a big inning and there are a couple guys on base, you're not thinking about, what are we supposed to do? You've already gone over that in your head.
All right, let's let the kids maybe ask some questions. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. Anyone have questions for Kevin Slowey? None. Anybody? Wow. Thank you. What's your name?
Lexi.
What do you got?
Lexi, is this question really from you, or is it from the person standing to your left?
She couldn't think of one.
Okay.
What's your favorite pitch?
My favorite pitch? I feel like most pitchers would say their favorite pitch is probably the fastball because it's the one that you throw the most. So even if you have a really good other pitch, like out of 100 pitches in a game, I'll throw probably 70 fastballs. So that's just the pitch that I'm most comfortable throwing, so it would probably be my favorite pitch. What's your favorite pitch? Oh, mine.
The fastball?
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Other than the fastball, which off-speed pitch? Slider, sinker, curve, what's the other?
I throw probably more sliders than anything else. You know, I throw 4 pitches: fastball, curveball, slider, and changeup. And that's probably the order, you know, which I throw them. You know, I'll throw a fastball the most, a slider, pretty frequently during a game. Occasionally a curveball, and then mix in some changeups. So, questions from the kids?
Yeah.
No, I'm not considering adding anything. It's tough enough to just be able to have a handle on 4 pitches. You know, going into a game, you hope out of those 4 pitches that you have 3 that are really working that day. And you know, to add a pitch, to spend a lot of time in the bullpen working on it would usually take away from another pitch. Plus, you know, I've thrown those 4 pitches pretty much my whole life. So if you add another pitch, part of you worries, well, how is that going to affect my other pitches? How is that going to affect my arm? Some pitches, like a split finger fastball, are notoriously hard on a pitcher's arm. So stuff like that, you try to avoid it until you absolutely have to.
I have one. Do you have any game day music that you listen to, or anything that gets you pumped up?
I don't really have a whole lot of game day music that I listen to. We always have music going on in the clubhouse.
Who runs that?
Justin Morneau runs the music in the clubhouse.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's he got on there?
Really everything. A little bit of everything. Day games are usually country music, country and gospel, and then night games.
How's Delman like that?
He's okay with that, actually. Yeah. Delman has like a very eclectic mix of music. He loves everything. So I mean, he's fine if we're listening to Akon. He's fine if we're listening to Taylor Swift. So he doesn't really care. But my song when I come out to pitch is "Slow Ride" by Foghat. And I didn't request it, but that's just the song that they use. So,
all right, someone's got to have a question here. I see a hesitant hand.
What do you do after games?
Games that I pitch or games that I'm not pitching? Either one.
That you
Both.
pitch.
Okay. Games that I pitch after I come out of the game, I'll stay down in the clubhouse or stay on the dugout for at least an inning, and then head up to the clubhouse. And there will be one of our athletic trainers will be up there, and I'll go through a lot of stretching with him to make sure that I'll be able to throw again in 4 days. After I do the stretching, I'll go for a run upstairs, either on a treadmill or I'll go back down. There's a long hallway that leads kind of down into our weight room. So I'll either run on a treadmill up there or I'll run sprints up from the hallway up to our clubhouse and walk back down. And that's just kind of to cool down because, you know, pitching is a very fast movement. And your muscles get worn out. A lot of your quick twitch muscles get worn out, so you want to just slow down, slow your heart rate down, and kind of keep the blood moving through your body. When I finish that, I'll get some ice on my shoulder and ice on my elbow and just kind of hang out for the rest of the night.
Good question.